I wanted to do a video last week. I was lucky enough to see Paul McCartney, and one of the, or if not the standout song of the night was Blackbird. Blackbird was recorded in 1968, so it's 56, 57 years old. But when I started looking at it and studying it, it sort of teaches us three things about songwriting. So the first thing is it's in G major or E minor. So you've got G, C, D, E minor, F sharp diminished. You've got all those chords. The second thing he teaches is he teaches like mini triads. So all he's plucking is he's just taking one or two notes from each chord, and in the main he takes the root note and either the major or the minor third. So it's just basically the minimum guts to give you that like melodic content. So it's like chords are. So for E minor, he's just playing and E and G, and then he's just playing that the same for the C, D, and G, for example. I'm not going to go through the whole song, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of a clue on the structure and what he's doing there, and maybe you can use it in your songs and your progressions because it is clever. So the first chord he plays, he strikes a G and an open B. Then he goes to the C and he strikes an open A. Then he goes and he strikes two notes from the G chord, the B and the D. So he goes, and then he goes right up to the 10th and 12th fret and does the A-shaped bar chord of the G and just plucks those two notes. So he just goes, and then he plays around with the E minor, C, D. Then he goes up to the F sharp diminished, back down to the E minor. But then he does a really clever thing. He goes E minor, and he goes down. He moves that finger down one. So you can hear that chord where he goes, sorry, and that's actually an E flat. And that's the third thing he's teaching us. He borrows the E flat major chord. Where does he borrow that from? He borrows it from the key of G minor. So for that one chord, he's gone into the parallel minor key. One other thing I noticed while I was going through it, so you got all that going on, really nice chords. Again, I'm not going to teach the whole song, but basically you got a C, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp, looks like an F sharp minor, but he's basically playing the two notes of F sharp diminished. Then he plays G up here, then he plays G, bit of the C, and a bit more of the G, and he plays about with those. But straight away when I was in it, I thought hidden inside Blackbird is actually Fast Cars by Tracy Chapman. She goes something like, so she uses a C. I think she plays again. It's all quite rough. She uses that, but the signature sort of chord is the E minor to the E minor to the D. It's exactly the same as what Paul McCartney's using in Blackbird, and I just thought that was, I don't know whether she's done it intentionally or it was the inspiration, but there you go. There's a song hidden within Blackbird as well. Again, Blackbird, absolute stroke of genius, written in 1968, but it just shows that the bar chords, it's another example of the bar chords giving you that information where you can just take two notes and get something sounding really, really nice. You could have that as an intro, work it into your key, or even just in your chord progression. You could just play some of those like mini. I don't know what you call them, mini. They're not even triads because they're only two notes, so mini triad chords. So I just thought that was a really good, a really useful bit of information. And there you go. It's that useful as a song in the middle of it as well.